Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Chris Kalaboukis, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups, the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, I used to be a huge Doctor Who fan. Huge Doctor Who fan. I'm still kind of a Doctor Who fan, but it's like so few and far between lately. It's hard to be a Doctor Who fan. In fact, I'm watching Andromeda. Do you guys remember Andromeda? Kevin Sorbo as Captain Dylan Hunt. But I digress. And when I was a kid, when I was younger, I remember hearing the word serendipity. And I would think it was the fourth Doctor who said it once. And that, it's like, that's an interesting word. I never heard that word before. What is that word? And he said it's a happy accident. So somebody asked, what do you mean serendipity? Oh, it's a happy accident. And I thought to myself, what is serendipity? So I looked it up and I thought, well, that's interesting. So it's something that just happens that is good. It's an accident that has a good outcome. Serendipity. And I thought to myself, that's really interesting. And as I got older and older and older, I thought to myself, some of the most interesting, some of the most innovative, some of the most amazing, some of the most fantastic new products have been devised via serendipity. For example, the popsicle. Did you hear about the popsicle? Do you know how the popsicle came about? I'll tell you. So somebody had left a stick in a soda. So they had a soda in a glass, and they left a stick in the soda. I forget what kind of stick it was in the soda. I think it was a stir stick. Yeah, he had a stir stick in the soda, and he left it out overnight. And it was in somewhere in Michigan or something like that, where it was cold. So he left it out overnight, and the stick stuck into the ice of the soda. He pulls it out, and wow, this is great. So serendipity. He accidentally left the stick in the soda and left it outside. It froze under the stick, and bam, popsicles were invented. Would you ever have thought to invent popsicles if that serendipitous act had not occurred? So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's great for him, but serendipity, it's an accident. You can't do anything about accidents. It's luck. It can never be repeated, right? But if you think about it, how did they get to that point? They did an unusual set of things. He left a glass out overnight in the cold with a stick in it. The conditions to create these serendipitous things can be enhanced. You can enhance your ability for serendipitous things to occur simply by changing the environment that you're in. I'll give you an example. So let's say your boss is telling you, you got to come into work every day and you have to sit down at your desk in a bunch of cubicles like everybody else, and you have to sit down at your desk and innovate. Just sit there and innovate. So you might surf on the internet for a while. You might hope that different things are going to pop up on the internet so that you can innovate. You might sit there and try and make connections in your brain. But every day, you take the same path to work every day. You work with the same people every day. You sit in the same cube every day. And then you're asked to innovate. You don't have new experiences coming into your brain that you can use to connect together to build innovations. So if you ask me, you can create the conditions for more serendipity to occur simply by doing different things every day and being in different places every day and talking to different people every day and doing something different, taking a different route, whatever. Because a lot of times serendipity comes from unusual juxtapositions between things. The popsicle was an unusual juxtaposition between ice, a stick, a drink, etc. But you can create the possibility of more serendipity occurring when you allow things to be different like that. If you do unusual things, then you may get unusual results, right? So you can, based on what you do, based on the way you act, based on the work that you do, encourage serendipity by doing something different. I'll give you an example. Another example. So let's say you are a remote worker. You work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere, right? But if you sit at home at your desk every single day, will you have new experiences that you can wrap into? Would serendipity occur? Sure, maybe if you have a power failure, or something happens to your house, or a plane flies over, something would occur in your spot. But if you actually let's say you went to a different coffee shop every day. You went to a Phil's one day, you went to Starbucks another day, you went to a different coffee shop every day. You got in your car, took a different route to a different coffee shop every day. Do you think you would have more serendipitous encounters? Do you think you would have more connection? Do you think there would be more happy accidents occurring if you put yourself in a position in different places with different people in different environments? Do you think that would give you the possibility of more serendipitous occurrences happening? Or do you think it would be less? I would say more. In fact, if I was to build a company today, I would not have anybody come into any office. There would be no office. Everybody would telecommute, and I would encourage telecommuting from anywhere. I would encourage remote work from anywhere, not just from home. And if you're going to be remote in a coffee shop, I'd pay for your coffee expenses, because you need to go from place to place. In fact, I would encourage movement from place to place, being in different places. Maybe one day you'll be at the library. Maybe one day you'll be in this coffee shop. Maybe one day you'll be in that coffee shop. Maybe another day you'll be a co-working space. But encouraging different locations, different individuals, different surroundings, even different routes from point A to point B. Because maybe you'll be driving along one way, a particularly thorny problem in your head, thinking that, how am I going to develop a new product that will do exactly what it is? And you could see something. You could see somebody walking down the street, or you could see a bird, or you could see something that will then trigger a new memory and build a serendipitous connection within your brain, which will then drive you to say, aha, I know what I can do to solve that problem. You see, a lot of times, I think it's really interesting is that we all acknowledge that our environment goes a long way towards the way we act, the way we are. But then we discourage people from going into new environments. If you want somebody to be innovative, you send them into new environments. You send them into new places. You have them do new things. And they will generate new things. Their normal human brain will generate new things. Serendipitous encounters will occur if they did new things. If you do the same thing, if you don't want somebody to be innovative, make them do the same thing day after day after day after day. But if you want innovation, if you want something different, if you want something new, if you want something disruptive, then do something different every day. Change your surroundings every single day. Be somewhere else, and who knows what serendipitous things can occur that will drive you to come up with the next great new product idea. Get out there, interact, be in different places, do different things, and then you might start thinking differently. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.